Ever feel like you're completely alone in your struggle? This story is for you. It's about how sometimes the most profound connections happen in the silence between words. Picture this. It's past midnight on the Route 14 bus in Seattle. Rain streaks the windows, streetlights cast long blurry shadows, and the only sound is the hum of tires on wet pavement. Most passengers are either asleep or lost in their phones. Then, a young woman named Aisha gets on. She's in her early 20s, hood up, eyes red from crying. She's clutching a crumpled tissue and a worn-out notebook. She just left her third job interview that week, another polite rejection. Her savings are gone, her roommate moved out, and tomorrow, her landlord is changing the locks. She sinks into the last empty seat, right next to a man who looks like he hasn't slept in days. This is Marcus. He's in his 50s, wearing a faded veteran's jacket. He's slumped over, staring out the window, his knuckles white as he grips a small photograph. It's his daughter. Her graduation is tomorrow, and he wasn't invited. Not since the PTSD got worse, not since he missed her birthday 3 years in a row. Neither of them speaks a word, but their loneliness, their quiet desperation, fills the space between them like a heavy fog. As the bus takes a sharp turn, Aisha's notebook slips from her lap. A single page flutters to the floor. It's covered in neat handwriting. "Dear future me, please don't give up. I know you're tired, but keep going." Marcus picks it up, but instead of just handing it back, he says softly, "You're writing a letter to yourself." Aisha nods, embarrassed. "Stupid, right?" "No," he says, his voice raspy. "Brave." He pauses for a moment. "I used to write letters to my daughter, never sent them. I was too ashamed." Aisha looks at him then, really looks at him, and sees the deep grief in his eyes, the slight tremor in his hands. "Why were you ashamed?" "Because I couldn't be the dad she needed," he whispers. "The war. It broke something inside me." Aisha swallows hard. "I feel broken too," she admits, "like I'm failing at everything." And just like that, the floodgates open. As the bus rolls through the rain-lit city, these two strangers share the secrets they've hidden from the world. She talks about her fear of being homeless. He talks about his guilt over the years he's lost. She shares her dream of becoming a teacher. He admits his deepest wish is just to see his daughter one more time. There was no advice, no easy fixes. They just listened. They just saw each other. When Aisha's stop comes, she hesitates. She tears a clean page from her notebook, writes something down quickly, and presses it into his hand. "For your daughter," she says. "Even if you don't send it, write it. She'd want to know you tried." Marcus watches her disappear into the night, then opens the folded paper. In careful script, she'd written, "Love doesn't disappear when we're broken. It waits, and so do the people who matter." The next morning, Marcus sits at his kitchen table and writes his first real letter in years. It's not perfect, it's not proud, but it's honest. And Aisha, she uses her last $2 to print more copies of her resume. This time, she includes a short, handwritten note. "I may not have the experience, but I have heart, and I won't quit." 2 weeks later, she got the job. 6 months after that, Marcus stood in the back of a high school auditorium as his daughter walked across the stage to receive her diploma. She looked into the crowd, saw him standing there, and she smiled. A real, genuine smile. Aisha and Marcus never saw each other again. But on that one rainy night, they gave each other the one thing the world couldn't: proof that they weren't alone. Because sometimes, healing doesn't start with a solution. It starts with someone quietly saying, "I see your pain, and mine looks a lot like it." And in that shared truth, hope finds its way home. Thanks for watching. If this story touched you, consider subscribing for more.